Alright, we're going to write and play some metal in the key of E minor. I'm going to show you everything that you need to know about the key of E minor to write your own riffs. That's what it's all about. So we're going to go over the chords in the key of E minor. We're also going to go over the notes, the single notes in the key of E minor. I'm also going to show you two chords that make the key of E minor sound way more metal. With that, let's start out with the chords in the key of E minor. We're going to demonstrate this, of course, with power chords. So the chords in really any key is going to be 7 chords. Now, you just heard 8 chords that I played. We started with the E, we also ended with the E, so I like to just play it all the way through like that. And of course, you already know how to play power chords. It's your root note followed by the 5th note. Now, you're going to understand exactly what that is in this video as well if you don't already know that. You'll also notice there are going to be some little nuances like the F sharp power chord. I played that a little bit different. There's a reason for that, and I'll get to that later as well. So with that, there's so many progressions, endless progressions and endless riffs we could play. Stuff like this here. Of course, you recognize the first riff I played. The second riff, we just made that up on the fly like we normally do in these videos. But in any case, everything I just played was in the key of E minor. And what makes it the key of E minor is simply that I'm playing the chords within the key of E minor. Had I gone outside of that, we could have easily gone into another key, which would have been fine. And one thing I don't want you to do, I'm going to ask that you don't overthink this to the point where it frustrates you, because at the end of the day, and we're going to move forward with this, but at the end of the day, what matters most is that you're enjoying what you're playing and it sounds cool to you, it sounds good, especially if you're writing. So don't get too hung up on, well, I've got to play in this specific key. Oh, what key am I in? Just kind of let yourself go with the flow. Take in this knowledge, build on it, but also don't let it stop you from progressing, because sometimes when you overthink these things, that can happen. So I just wanted to throw that in there real quick. Now that we've gone through the chords in the key of E minor, let's go over the single notes in the key of E minor. And this is going to help explain why I played that F sharp power chord earlier a little differently than the normal power chord. Okay, so the notes are essentially the same as the chords, the first note of each chord that we just played. Remember, all of our chords, go back to power chords, our notes, again, are the same thing. So it'd be just this. That's it. That is it. Those are the notes in the key of E minor. 7 notes. I just played 8 because, once again, I like to end on the higher octave of where I start. But that's basically your E minor scale that we just played. Now, the cool thing about scales, and of course I've got other videos that go deeper into the scales, we're not really wanting to play scales in this case, because the last thing you want your riff and solo to sound like is I'm just practicing scales. That's boring. But it's important to know the structure of the scale. I'll explain that. And of course, where the notes are on the fretboard within the key that you're playing in, because that gives you more freedom to be more creative at the end of the day. That scale we just played, of course, I played it like this. So those notes that we played, you can continue those notes, that same scale, where you left off. Okay, you can continue that scale all throughout the fretboard. And again, it's not about the scales, it's simply about becoming familiar with where those notes are on the fretboard. The more you go through this, the better you're going to become, and the more you're going to be like, okay, yeah, I know where these notes are. It's second nature, which again gives you more freedom to be more creative. So let's go back to the actual notes. The E, the F sharp, the G, the A, B, C, D. Those are the notes in the key of E minor. Now, when we go back to the power chords, I want to cover this real quick, and then we're going to get to the two very dark chords and dark notes that's going to make this whole thing metal. Because this sounds okay. I mean, we can come up with some cool stuff within the key of E minor, but there are these two ways to make it sound way more metal and way darker. I'm going to show you what those are. But let me explain this real quick, the notes. If we go back to that F sharp power chord, you'll notice I played this. The F sharp power chord played just like this, okay? That first note is the E string, second fret, that's your F sharp. Well, that next note you play, the fifth note of that power chord to go with that, to make it a power chord, a traditional power chord, is actually the fourth fret of the A string, which that's not a D, that's actually a D flat. Well, this note it's not within the E minor scale. So for the purposes of staying within the key of E minor, just for this demonstration here, instead I play an F sharp over a D. Okay, so instead of this, I play this. F sharp over D, the reason why I stretched it out is because that note, that D note, fifth fret of the A string, well, that's within the E minor scale. Now, let's halt for a minute. You do not have to follow this as a rule. Absolutely not. I just want to explain it to you so that, again, you have the knowledge like, okay, well, that's pretty cool. It sounds cool. I like that. And by no means does it mean you can't play. You can play that regular F sharp power chord all day. However, I just want to present a different way to play that if you're wanting to stay within that key of E minor. There's no reason to stay in it. There's no reason not to stay in it. But again, it's just having this base knowledge. So now that you know the chords and more importantly, you know the notes within the key of E minor, and I promise we're going to get to those two dark notes here in a second, but I need to show you this first. Now you'll understand what I've talked about in countless videos of mine and something I'm a huge fan of, and that's playing a variation of power chords. So what I mean by that is we play an E power chord. What if I wanted to change that next note of the power chord to something else? Listen to the sound. You'll notice I played the E power chord, but I played a variation of that same power chord with the open string E. I kept that the same, but I played the third fret instead of the second fret of the A string. Well, what is that note? That's a C note. That's within our key, our E minor key here. So I could even play So now you see how you can take that to each and every power chord and change that second note of the power chord around. And if you want to stay in the key of E minor, of course, just make sure whatever you change that second note to is within that key. And that's my exercise for you. That's kind of my homework for you, is to figure that out on your own. So play around with these power chords. Now you might be saying, well, Jason, well, okay, you showed me the notes within the E minor scale here, and we actually played it here earlier, but how can I replicate that? How do I know those notes across the fretboard? The minor scale is just from start to finish, right? We played our root note, and I like to finish on that higher octave, just like this. You'll notice that we're skipping a fret between most of these notes, except for two positions. We don't skip a fret between the second and third note. So 1, 2. See, we already skipped the first fret there, but the third note, we do not skip a fret, right? Now, the next note, essentially we skipped a fret. Next note, the note after that was our fifth note that we just played. The note after that, the sixth note, we do not skip a fret. And then the next note, we do skip a fret. You play the notes skipping frets, but do not skip a fret between the second and third note, okay? And do not skip a fret between the fifth and sixth note. That's the structure of the minor scale. So if we play it here, okay, 2 and 3, we did not skip a fret. 5 and 6, we did not skip a fret. Alright, so that's the simple way to remember that, to remember those notes and figure out where those are throughout the fretboard. And once again, you can start tying those notes into the variations of power chords and just come up with some really cool stuff. Let's talk about the two chords that make this whole thing sound more metal in the key of E minor. It's an F and a B flat. So I'm going to play around with just a couple simple progressions here, then I'm going to throw these chords in. Check this out. That was the F we went to, not within the key of E minor, but when we go to that, it sounded more metal. Let's try the other one. That's the B flat. Reminds me of the Goonies. It's like, you better hit the right notes or we'll all B flat. That was a cool line. Anyway, so yeah, those are the two chords or two notes, F and B flat, that are not within the key of E minor, but if you throw them in a progression in the key of E minor, it just makes it sound more metal. It makes it sound darker. It gives it that edge. Now, the way to find this in any minor key, find these two notes in any minor key, is the first note that makes that key sound darker, that minor key sound darker, is going to be the half step or the next fret, okay, not skipping a fret, the next fret after the root note. So in the typical progression of the key of E minor, we play the E, but then we go to an F sharp, which that's a whole step, meaning we're skipping a fret. That dark chord, that dark note, well, don't skip a fret. Okay, so if you're playing a progression within the key of E minor, then you go to that F, that just darkens things up a bit. That next note, well, that's going to be a half step, or don't skip a fret, right after the fourth note in that progression or in that key. So that would be the B flat. So again, that's the easy way to figure that out, really, in any minor key. It's going to be that half step, that next fret after you play that root note, and the same thing after the fourth note. And that's just something you can throw in occasionally. So let's just kind of like make something up in the key of E minor. hear how that just gives it a different twist, a different sound altogether. Which brings me to this point, and I want to circle back around to this. Don't allow learning like the notes and the keys and the chords and the progressions and such. Don't allow yourself to get frustrated over that. If you feel yourself like, man, I'm just not getting this. Number one, I've got a video on what's called the circle of fifths, and I would strongly recommend checking that out. I'll put that in the description here. That will be a very helpful video so you can see the chart. If you're a visual person, you'll be able to see how these chords and such, how they go together, and I explained that like in the most simplest of terms. So I do recommend watching that video. I've also got another video that talks about the minor scale in general if you want to learn more about that. So those videos will be in the description of this video here. Now, one last thing, if you do not have my free Metal Riffs and Licks practice guide, that's helped thousands of metal guitar players just like yourself get to that next level and just get kind of back on track. A lot of guitar players I've talked to over the years, they played, 10, 20, 30, some 40 years ago, and it's like, man, I just laid it down, life got in the way. So that's a good guide to pick up to get back into things. Or if you're new or just starting out or just want some fresh ideas, yeah, grab Metal Riffs and Licks. I've got a link in the description. Now, if you have Metal Riffs and Licks and videos like this help you, then consider joining the Jason Stallworth Guitar Academy. I'd love to see you in my academy. That's the place if you really want to grow and continue to grow as a guitar player and musician. And of course, I show you ways and encourage you to write your own riffs and licks. Well, check out my academy. That might be something you want to get into. And again, I'd love to have you in there. Guys, as always, keep it metal and keep playing music.